So today was a little bit difficult. Let me explain what I mean. I am about 10 days into a 90-day whole food plant-based diet. I'm trying it out for 90 days to see how it goes. At the end of that 90 days, I'll reflect back upon my progress. I'll consider how I feel, how easy or difficult it was, and I'll make a decision moving forward as to whether or not I want to continue on that eating plan, or if I want to modify it somewhat as I move forward. It's been pretty good so far. I've really enjoyed it, haven't had a whole lot of trouble until today. Oh, today was a little bit tough, as I said. So what do I mean by that? Well, nothing sounded good today. Nothing that I had planned to eat was actually in any way appetizing or appealing. I just wasn't feeling it today, and I don't know how to explain it other than that. So I'm at the store. I'd gone to pick up a few things for some family members who needed me to go and get some groceries for them. And as I'm walking down the aisle, particularly through the frozen food section, I begin to see item after item after item relating to a vegan diet. And don't get me wrong, I wasn't tempted to go off plan per se. I was tempted to stay on a plant-based plan, but I was wanting to grab things that I really didn't need to grab. For instance, there were all of these frozen foods, that had different pastas or different, fake meats and what have you. And I was tempted to grab them. And as I was reaching for one of them, I thought to myself, why am I doing that? And I put it back. A few minutes later, I'm walking down the cold foods aisle and I'm going by all of the area where you've got like the tofu and this, that, whatever. And I see vegan hot dogs. And I reach for them and I pick them up and I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, I want to put these in my cart because I'm going to take these home and I'm going to eat these. This sounds good. But before I put them in my cart, I looked at the package and I asked myself the question, why? Why do I want to buy these? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you can't have that kind of thing when you're on a whole food plant-based diet. Sure you can. I mean, I could have. But why did I want them? Why was I wanting that instead of what I already had at the house, things that I had made from scratch or that my wife had made from scratch, things that we had cooked and prepared ourselves, things that didn't have fake meats or highly processed foods? Why was I wanting this and not those healthier options that I had at home? Now, that right there, I'm really glad. I'm really glad that happened. I'm glad that I stopped and asked the question, why? I think it's important to ask the question, why? When you're tempted to purchase something or you're tempted to eat something that isn't what you had planned or what is perfectly aligned with the program that you're trying to follow or the goals that you've set for yourself, why is it that you want that thing? It's great to acknowledge that you want it, but you want to ask the question, why do you want it? And when I asked that question, I realized that the answer was I had become bored with the foods that I was eating. I'd been eating a lot of beans and I'd been eating a lot of rice. We got an Instapot over the holidays, first time we've had one, and we've been using it a lot. So there were a lot of beans, there was a lot of brown rice, black rice, things like that. And the reality is I think I just got a little tired of it. And so I thought, well, what else do I have at the house? And so I went home and I roasted some sweet potatoes, some onions and some mushrooms and different things. And I added some different textures and some different flavors that I haven't had yet over the last 10 days or so. And when I sat down and ate that meal with a little bit of, black rice with it, I was suddenly satisfied. I was pleased. I was happy. See, the reality is a whole food plant-based diet actually has a great deal of variety, but you've got to take advantage of that. You've got to break out of the norm and maybe try some things that you haven't tried before or prepare some things in a way that you haven't prepared them before. Now, don't get me wrong. If you are someone who eats a whole food plant-based diet, you're looking at the screen right now and you're saying, well, duh, Ken, of course. That's the whole point. But you see, I'm a noob, right? I'm new at this. I'm still learning. And for those of you who are like me, who are still learning, then asking why do I want that thing? Why am I thinking about putting that in my basket and taking that home? Or why do I want to put that particular food item in my mouth, right? It's a powerful question to ask. It's one that I'm glad that I asked today. So at the end of the day, was it a little bit tougher than usual? Yes, it was. But we made it through the day. We stayed on plan. Things are going well, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I hope that you are too. Have a great day.